Soft wind blows. Train horn echoes faintly in the distance. Footsteps on gravel. It was a cold night in a small Japanese town. A young high school girl named Aiko Tanaka walked home alone from school, her steps slow and heavy. Her heart felt as gray as the cloudy sky above. Just like every other day, Aiko had been bullied, pushed around, laughed at, ignored. No one cared, and tonight the world seemed even quieter than usual. The train station stood at the end of her path, silent, old, almost breathing with secrets. And Aiko couldn't help but remember the story she'd heard 2 days ago. A story about a ghost that haunted these very tracks. They called her Teke Teke. Sound of train faintly approaching. Wind picks up. They said Teke Teke was once a girl, just like Aiko. A student, a victim. A girl who never made it home. Aiko tried to shake the thought away, but the more she walked, the more her mind whispered the same question. What if she's real? And somewhere between the sound of the wind and the distant hum of electricity, she thought she heard it. Teke. Teke. A faint metallic drag, too soft to be real. Sound fades, transition to dreamy flashback tone. Many years ago, before anyone spoke her name in fear, there was another girl. Her name was Sayuri Ito. Quiet, shy, the kind of girl everyone loved to mock. Sayuri had no friends, only books, and the hope that one day things would get better. But the world can be cruel, especially to gentle souls. One evening, Sayuri walked the same path home, the same train station, the same moonlight reflecting off the rails. She had been bullied again. Then, 2 girls, her classmates, appeared out of the shadows. Their laughter echoed through the empty platform. Still sad, Sayuri, you really never learn. Maybe if you jumped in front of a train, people would finally notice you. Sayuri tried to walk away, but one of them grabbed her arm. The grip tightened, and before she could even scream, she was pushed. The next sound was the deafening roar of an oncoming train. The girls froze in horror. Sayuri fell forward, and the train cut through the silence and through her. Loud train horn, metal screech, then silence. Sayuri's body was torn in half, but her eyes were still open. She screamed, trembling for help. But the bullies ran. They ran, leaving her there alone. That night, Sayuri's life ended, but something else began. Return to present. Train horn in the distance again. Aiko blinked, snapping out of the haunting thoughts. Her breath fogged in the cold air. She whispered to herself, "It's just a story. Just a story." Then, footsteps. Another figure appeared from the opposite side of the platform. It was Mika, one of Aiko's classmates, and one of the girls who never missed a chance to make her feel worthless. "Well, look who's all alone again, cry baby Aiko." Aiko looked down, silent. She didn't want trouble, not tonight. But Mika stepped closer, taunting her, laughing, her cruel words echoing through the empty station. Then suddenly, she shoved Aiko hard. Aiko stumbled. Her shoes slipped on the edge of the platform, and for a moment, the world froze. The light of an incoming train glowed in the distance. Aiko gasped, barely regaining balance, pulling herself back. Her heart pounded as Mika laughed. "What's wrong? Scared of ghosts?" Wind stops. Low metallic scraping begins. Then the air changed. The wind stilled. The laughter stopped. A cold sound crawled across the rails. "Teke, Teke, Teke." Mika's grin vanished. She looked around. The sound grew louder, sharper, metallic, like bones scraping steel. A shadow appeared at the far end of the platform. It was moving. No, dragging itself. Under the flickering station light, they saw it. A girl in a school uniform, half her body missing, crawling forward with inhuman speed. Blood streaked across the floor as she moved. Her eyes glowed red, hollow, empty. With a shriek of metal and wind, Teke Teke lunged. The sound of tearing echoed through the night. When Aiko opened her eyes, Mika's body lay in two halves on the ground. The upper half twitched once, then fell still. Blood pooled beneath the rails, and above it, Teke Teke floated, her red eyes fixed on Aiko. Aiko froze, unable to move, unable to breathe. But instead, Teke Teke smiled. Not the smile of a monster, but the faint, trembling smile of a soul that still remembered what kindness felt like. The wind blew again, softly this time. Her voice, once filled with pain, now sounded almost gentle. Teke Teke said softly, "You don't have to be afraid. Not like me." Teke Teke smiled. The blood the horror, the hatred, all seemed to fade as her glow softened. She turned her gaze toward the tracks, toward the place where her life had ended. And then, like mist before sunrise, she vanished. Aiko stood there, trembling. The platform was empty again, but her heart wasn't as heavy as before. For the first time, she felt that maybe, even in death, some souls never lose their humanity. The wind carried her words through the dark, and faintly, just faintly, a voice replied, carried by the rails. Teke, Teke.